The art of communication is the language of leadership. A quote said by James Humes. Today we are going to break down the process of communication, which is the very foundation of how we connect, how we share our ideas and create meaning. So let's dive into how communication works and why it is more than just talking or listening. Every communication process begins with a sender. But who exactly is the sender? The sender is the person who initiates the process of communication. This could be anyone who creates and delivers a message. For example, speaker, writer, actor, painter. Speaker, he conveys a message through spoken words. Writer, like text, articles, books or emails. Actor, he performances on stage. Painter, through visual arts. So the sender's main job is to encode the message. That means they take their thoughts or ideas and turn them into words, symbols or actions that the receiver can understand. For communication to be very effective, the sender must ensure the message is clear, concise and easy to interpret. Once the sender has an idea or message, the very next step is encoding. What does that mean again? Encoding is the process of converting the sender's thoughts or ideas into a form that can be shared. This could be words, symbols, pictures, sounds, etc. Example, a teacher explaining a lesson is encoding ideas into words and diagrams to help students understand. Even sending a text message with emojis is a form of encoding, which turns feelings into symbols. After encoding, the very next crucial element in communication is the message that the sender sends. A message is the content or information that the sender wants to convey to the receiver. It can include ideas, facts, opinions, emotions, anything that can be conveyed. The messages can be verbal, like speeches or conversations, or non-verbal, like gestures, facial expressions, or even some artwork. But remember, if the message is not clear, miscommunication can happen. So how a message is delivered plays a huge role in making sure it's understood. Next is the channel. A channel can be anything that carries your message. It can be words, written text, emails, phone calls, or even body language. Always remember, choosing the right channel in your communication is very important. Imagine you sending an urgent message via postal mail instead of a text or WhatsApp. The impact would be very different, right? So choosing the right channel is very much important. Next, now that the message has been sent through the channel, reaches the receiver. The receiver could be anyone. He can be a listener, reader, viewer, or even an audience in a larger crowd. But receiving the message is again not enough. The receiver must decode or interpret the message to understand it correctly. Effective communication happens only when the receiver fully understands the message in a way that sender intended the receiver to understand. So communication doesn't end when the message is received. It's complete only when the receiver responds to the message received. This response is called feedback. Feedback shows whether the message was understood correctly. It can be verbal, like saying, I agree or I don't understand, or non-verbal cues like a nod, a smile, or even silence. Feedback helps the sender know if the message was clear or if more explanation is needed. It keeps the communication loop active and flowing. Without feedback, communication is one way. But with feedback, it becomes a two-way process that leads to a better understanding. Even in the best conversations, something can go wrong. This is where noise comes in. Noise refers to anything that disrupts or distorts the message during communication. Noise is not just about loud sounds, it can be physical, psychological, semantic, or technical. Imagine trying to talk in a noisy room. That's physical noise. But even your own thoughts can act as a noise, blocking you from fully understanding someone. Noise can occur at any stage of communication, while sending, receiving, or even interpreting the message. To communicate effectively, we need to reduce noise as much as possible by being very clear, focused, and using simple language. So, to conclude, communication is a dynamic and continuous process. It involves sender, encoding, message, channel, receiver, decoding, feedback, and sometimes noise. See you!